start the session. Meanwhile, our participants also will be joining. So, good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahalya. I'm working here as a managed fellow, and I'm honored to be with you today. I'm delighted to welcome you to our 233 consecutive weekly webinar hosted by Manage Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. So, since October 2020, Manage has been the forefront of agricultural innovation, hosting weekly webinars without interruption for 232 consecutive weeks. These sessions have served as a catalyst for knowledge exchange, network transformation in the agricultural entrepreneurship landscape. What begins as an initiative to support emerging entrepreneurs has evolved into a powerful platform that has reshaped numerous agricultural ventures across India. So, as a center of excellence in agribusiness incubation operating under the National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management, Panacea has established itself as a cornerstone institution in the agriculture entrepreneurship ecosystem. Our impact extends far beyond numbers. We have nurtured and guided 940 entrepreneurs, each with a unique visions for transforming agriculture. Successfully supported the establishment and growth of 468 innovative startups across diverse agriculture sectors and facilitated access to crucial funding, technology, and market linkage for our incubators. What truly distinguishes Manasia is our holistic approach to entrepreneurship development. We recognize that agriculture entrepreneurs face multifaceted challenges requiring specialized knowledge and support. At Manasia, we understand that every entrepreneur who walks through our doors carries not just a business idea, but a dream with the potential to transform lives. Our commitment extends beyond business incubation. We are dedicated to nurturing visions that contribute to agriculture sustainability, rural employment, farmer prosperity, and national food security. So today's session holds special significance as we continue our celebration of women's contribution to the agri-startup ecosystem. We are currently conducting an inspiring series of 25 specialized webinars highlighting the remarkable achievement of unique perspectives of women in agri-startup ecosystem. So this series running through April 2025 showcase both women founders and mentors who are reshaping the agriculture entrepreneurship. So our specific focus today is on the critical aspects of networking for startup progress in the agri-startup world presented through the lens of experienced mentors. So, networking play a pivotal role in the success of agri startups as it facilitates access to the vital resources, strategic partnership, and industry insights that are essential for scaling a business. So it's my honor to introduce our distinguished panel of speakers for today's session. So they bring a wealth of experience in connecting the agri-tech entrepreneurs with the key players, whether it's through a relationship with investors, establishing partnership with other startups, or leveraging network for market expansions. So we are confident that today's discussion will equip you with practical insights and actionable strategies to leverage networking as a powerful tool in building strong network. So without delay, I would like to start this session. So to introduce our speaker for today's session, let me call my colleague Maitri to introduce our first speaker.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I'm Maitri from Team Manage CA. I'm glad to welcome Namita Pandey, Chief Human Resource Officer at Stritcher, who has spent her career driving transformative change through innovative HR practices, educational industry collaboration, and community engagement. With a unique blend of engineering expertise, grassroots experience, and international exposure, Namita offers invaluable insights for startups looking to build and scale their team. As a seasoned leader in a non-profit sector, Namita has developed expertise in recruitment, strategies, talent management, and performance optimization. Her experience in bridging gap between educational institute and organization can help startups navigate the challenge of finding and developing the right talents. Let's connect with Namita and learn from her experience. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, thank you for this generous introduction, and so look forward to today's session. So shall I begin right now?
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
Okay. So yeah, so I'll share a small PPT. This is visible?
Right? Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. Yeah, hi. So as the topic says regarding networking for startup progress, I think it's one of a very important thing that as most of the startups are growing nowadays, and how networking plays a key role in building these startups from zero to achieve their own level. So I'm so glad that I've got this opportunity to talk about it. Yeah. So before moving on the topic, I would like to share in brief about my own experience. So I have around 2 decades of experience in rural livelihoods. I am still working with a non-profit organization called Srijan, which works across Pan India and across rural areas and helping poor families enhance their livelihoods. Other than this, I am a co-founder of Agri-Startup, that is Gramshi Development Services Private Limited, which was set up in 2014. And I'll talk more about it because that's how we'll build the connection of how networking is important. And third, there's also a non-profit organization called Gramshi Foundation Trust, which I'm also one of the founder trustee, which is a non-profit organization and also working in the same space of agri ecosystem. So talking about Gramshri as a company, it was promoted with a vision to ensure better price to the farmers and of the produce and products. So basically, right now, what Gramshri is doing is we work with tribal families across various states and help them market their produce in a way that it gets processed and converted into a way that market is able to take it. So, example, custard apple is one such commodity in Rajasthan, which is widely abundant in those regions. And if you know, the raw custard apple gets is a very perishable commodity, gets spoiled in day or two. But when it is processed into form of a pulp, which is then frozen and kept in conditions using certain technology, it can be used for more than a year, and it has a huge demand in ice cream and catering industry. So this is one idea with which we started. Initially, it was with custard apple, then we started with jamun also, and likewise, many new products have been added as we've started working on this mission of enhancing the income by better market opportunities. And so like this, we aspired that we would be impacting lives of tribal families across India. So initially the work is with Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. We are also planning to expand in Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand soon. And so the power of networking, we initially started with one incubation center that was School for Social Entrepreneurs India. From there, we got connected with Will Grow, and likewise with Unlimited India, and then Upaya, and then so many networks through which we got part of. And since the idea was great, people were there to support us through various uh, competitions and channels. We received a lot of grants also initially, and that, I think, that helped the startup to cross the initial hurdles. And I would say now it has reached to a stage where it's almost in a stable form. So this, I would say, that's how it propelled the networking opportunities, propelled from that initial stage to a stage where it got now stability on its own. So these are some of the accolades that the startup has received over a period of time. We've got first best agri impact best impactful agri startup award also by FICCI. And I would say for agri ecosystem, there are various networking opportunities available. So I've listed only some of these, and some of these we are also part of it, like Startup India, RKVY-RAFTAAR, and all that. So we have also are part of most of these networks, and that they are helping us to move forward, expand our things. Now, I think when I've talked about how networking has helped us, our startup, and many other agri startups, now I'll talk about why this is needed. So I think why networking is needed in agri ecosystem startups. One is, I think, when we say access to market and the customer. So what kind of farmers are we working with? What geographies we need to expand? What are the needs of the farmers? So to understand that, we need networking. Then if a product needs to be exported or imported, what could be the other opportunities? That also through that. Then in terms of collaboration, knowledge sharing, what research institutions are there? What universities are available? What new technology has been invented that could help our work to get showcased or to enhance the work that we are doing. Then networking with fellow agri startups, it actually fosters collaboration, knowledge sharing. Then third is for funding investment, getting to know about which funding opportunities are available to scale up and grow, what grants and government subsidies are available, and also leading to community of supporters, which would be enabling crowdfunding campaigns also, if it is required in the kind of startup work you're doing. Then it is helpful in our talent acquisition. If tomorrow we want to put a team out there, or we want a group of agronomists or experts or mentors, so how do we get to know them? It's only through this, that once we are aware, we are better connected through such networks, we'll be able to easily fetch people also. And most importantly is the policy and regulatory support. So I think as startups are growing, I think there are a lot of compliance issues that are coming day-to-day basis. There are new taxation laws, there are new other things. So it's very important to get ourselves updated on all of these things. And so networking with government officials, with policymakers and all that is so important. I would say if we are able to leverage all these networking opportunities in a streamlined way, it can accelerate a startup's growth. It can help startups overcome the initial challenges, hiccups, and it could lead to a more sustainable and productive agricultural ecosystem. Yeah. So now when we know that how and why networking is needed, now how do we do this networking? So I would say before networking, there are few steps which I would suggest all startups to pay attention to it. One is first is define your goals. If you're going for a specific networking, what exactly you want to achieve through this networking? You should know if I'm trying to find an investor out of it, if I'm trying to find a mentor out of it, I'm trying to find a customer out of it. What exactly are you trying to achieve out of this networking? That's very important. Second is once you know your goal is this, then accordingly you should be defining your pitch. You need to have a very clear, concise pitch that showcases your value proposition of your startup. So that should be very clear to yourself, because then only you'll be able to pitch it accordingly. Pitch, I don't mean it's always you get an opportunity to pitch, but it could be either through any conversation as well. Then third is also before you're pitching, you should research about the ecosystem on which you are going to operate. So you need to familiarize yourself with the key players in the market, with the events, with the organizations, those who are prevailing in the startup ecosystem. So once you are prepared, then I think how would you implement them? You should be attending relevant events. I think there are a lot of incubation centers, there are a lot of meets, workshops that are happening where people are inviting startups on relevant fields to get update themselves with various knowledge and updates on new things. So attending them. There are various online communities also nowadays which help startups to keep themselves update on latest things. And likewise also, if also you should reach out to people directly. If you know there's someone who could help you out in giving some advice or helping you gain certain knowledge about it, then reaching out to people directly through emails or through phone conversation, whatever seems possible to you. Now, so I think after having known a lot of these things, I would say someone who is founding a agri startup or any startup, I would say, as a human, how we should behave. So I since I have my core experiences in HR also lately, so I would like to talk about how human aspects also play a role when you are trying to build networks with people. One, I would say you should be very, very authentic and genuine. With authentic, I would mean obviously you should not make up what you're saying. You should be true to what you're saying. But also when you're sharing things to other people, do share your passion. Do share, make yourself open to share your challenges, your struggles, the lessons you've learned. So the more you are authentic, the more authentic you sound to the people outside or the people others whom you're trying to reach. I think it helps establish a bond. They also know what is genuine and what is something which people are picking up. Then being a good listener. So whenever you are in any such atmosphere or surroundings, you need to ask, show genuine interest, ask open-ended questions with them, and actually try to hear them out what they're saying. So that would help you also. Then being helpful and generous, also helping other fellow agri startups which you see around yourself. Even if you've got to know a funding opportunity which may not be useful for you, but you think the other fellow startup might get help by it, then establish that connect, help them connect through that. I think somewhere down the line, once you build that enough credibility, you'll also receive it. Then I think being positive, because I know it's a very, very hard journey. I have myself experienced that. Initially, it's difficult, financially, it's difficult, but being positive about it, being enthusiastic on the whole thing about the journey, and celebrate other success as well. And last is, I think, be consistent. When you're reaching out to people, you should regularly attend events, you should attend the meets all that. And lastly, is avoid being judgmental about it. Be open to new ideas and solutions, even if you have certain idea in mind as your startup. But even if in the journey you might realize, or based on inputs, you think that this idea may not work, I may require another idea or some changes in this idea, then be open to that also. I think I would say people who are effective and likable networkers, who are able to establish this kind of networks, they are likely to get connected with many such helping people or like-minded people who can help you achieve your goals. So this is so important. Yeah, so that's it from my side, in the sense of my experience of how networking can help you. So with this last line, I'll close. Building the right network can be a key factor in your startup's progress. And so later on, I'll look forward to your question answers. Thank you, all of you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking us to the journey of Srijan and Gramshi, and which is the innovative solution for poor by working with the tribal families. And you also explained how you network with the different organizations and startups and why network is important, be it for policy and regulatory support or access to the market and knowledge and sharing, and be it for funding and investment. And thank you so much for sharing the few important network state strategies and human aspects for effective networking. So the participants, if you have any questions, you can keep in chat box and also you can raise your hand. So the questions will be taken up after the second speaker presentation. So I would like to introduce a second speaker for today's session. So to introduce our second speaker, let me call my colleague Sonam to introduce our second speaker.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sonam Chandrakar, and it is my pleasure to introduce our second speaker for today's session, Janani Mohan. Ms. Janani is a mentor with the Women Entrepreneurship Platform and a senior associate capacity building and research social entrepreneurship at Bal Vikas Center for Social and Responsible Business. She has a strong background in social entrepreneurship, public policy, and political strategy, stakeholder engagement, consultation, workshop, and capacity building, and outreach and partnership building with the holding an MA in public policy and governance for Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Ms. Janni careers include role as a political analyst and field coordinator at Indian Political Action Committee, research analyst at Yaksha Visual Technologies. With her expertise in stakeholder engagement, strategic management, and program development, Janni has led numerous initiatives driving social impact and sustainable changes. On this short note, please join me in welcoming Ms. Janni Mohan. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sonam. Thank you so much for reaching out to me, and it is really a pleasure. And I appreciate entire Manage CR team for the wonderful efforts over the 5 years, and continuously having the webinars every Saturday is something really huge. And I really appreciate entire team. And thanks for giving me the opportunity being part of this celebration also. So begin with the importance of network. Even though I am focused on social entrepreneurship, where we focus on the idea to early stage startups, as we have like a strong hold on the ecosystem. We are sector agnostic and support to support any kind of like impactful initiative. Just to start with, I'm not focusing completely on the agri, but it is helpful, the ways and techniques, the methods, or like few strategies to make our networking impactful is what I'm trying to cover in this session. To start with, I hope the screen and my audio is clear. So to start with the introduction, what is networking? So basically, we see that networking is like we're going to an event and trying to talk to as many people as possible. That is not something that is called networking. And effective networking is a process of building and nurturing long-term relationship, which will help us to enable ourselves and our startups to take advantage and grow in the industry is what networking or like effective networking means. And why it is crucial, because like it will help us to access the market and to help to get connected with different kind of stakeholders and take leverage the connections to grow the business. And the second one, obviously, the funding opportunity. Every startup is struggling or looking forward in one or another stage for like funding opportunity. we always says that funding, which means grant or investment. Is it just that which is available in the market for funding? No. If you get to know, if you are introduced in the network, different kind of network, we can understand there are a number of ways and means of getting and pulled the financial and funding opportunities for the startups. And the third one is like industrial knowledge. What is the current practices? What are the other agri startups which is doing, how they are getting leverage? What are the strategies that they are using which can be taken forward, which we can adopt to develop our ideas, our startups? And the third one is like obviously the strategic partnership is like in a Telangana ecosystem, our Telangana ecosystem, we always give importance to the partnership. How strong we build the partnership, that much impact we can create, and we are always open for partnership. So how a startup can get leverage from the partnership is something that we can develop through a important networking opportunities. And obviously the networking will give us a visibility, brand recognition, and the credibility in the ecosystem. And a few checkpoints before starting the to network is like define the objective, as Namita ma'am was mentioning, what and why we wanted to go to the event, to get the stakeholders connect. What is the important, what is our objective? Are we looking for like a funding? Are we looking for like a mentorship? Are we looking for any other kind of like support we are looking forward? Are we looking for like a market access we are looking forward? What is something that we are looking forward with the connections? Be clear on that and define that pre attending the event, which will help you to idealize and the channelize the entire conversation. Identify the key stakeholders. We will get through a lot of events happening in the ecosystem. Try to understand who are coming, who are the key stakeholders coming, who are the stakeholders that you wanted to take advantage, get connected, who are the stakeholders which will help you to grow in your business. So identify the key stakeholders and develop a elevator pitch. Elevator pitch, what it is the simple way of we introducing ourselves and our startup to the stakeholder. So try to develop different kind of like elevator pitch, whether it is to an investor, whether it is to another agri startup, whether it is to a mentor, how to develop, how to talk to them, develop a elevator pitch and keep it with yourself, and keep on keep on revising it for a better and a longer networks. And second and the fourth one is like enhance the online presence. As we are living in very modern and active social media platforms, active platforms where we can leverage the online and social medias, be active in LinkedIn and try to establish connections, try to be part of different groups, keep updating the stakeholders connected with you, which will help you to to develop your brand as well as the visibility. And the third one is like attend industry events. As we know, there is n number of events which is happening, keep on happening in our local ecosystem and like the Hyderabad as a whole. So try to understand and keep yourself update about what are the events, when it is happening, what you can leverage, pre-plan everything, and try to attend at least 2 events in a month. Seek warm introduction. While having conversation with the stakeholders, always keep in mind to bring yourself a positive and connect a long-term connection, which will help you to which will help you to get more referrals. They will refer you if there is an event happening, if there is an opportunity where you can take leverage, if there is a funding opportunity, if there is a competition which is happening and they feel like you can be part of. Try to keep the connection very warm and very presentable, and follow up properly. Following up, if you are going to a networking event, connecting with a few people, coming back maybe for 1 or 2 weeks, you will be in connect. After that, there is no update. After a few months or maybe few years, you are realizing, okay, I need this kind of like support, let me go back to the person. No, in a startup ecosystem, be active, try to follow up, try to at least keep them in a loop, what you are doing, what is the updates happening. There are many rules and ways of doing the follow-up also that I will talk in the later areas. Try to build a relationship which is like a mutual respect. Try to build the relationship which is longer build, which will be helpful for you to create a long-term impact with the help of like what you can give to the other people. Try to be very specific on building any kind of relationship and organize the contact. As we keep on happening, keep on visiting n number of events, try to have all the contacts in one place. Try to make a stakeholder pool and try to make them rank in the way high, moderate, and low. What are the people who need always, or like who need like active updates, who need like our attention every time, who are the like high risky people that we have to keep on check, which needs like which will be helping us in a like a to create more impact. So organize all these contacts, keep them updated about what is happening in your startup, and evaluate outcomes after each and every event that you are attending, or like you the opportunity that you got to network. Evaluate what are the things that worked for you, what are the things which doesn't work, how you can improvise. Maybe you can improvise the elevator pitch that you are facing. So always after every event, keep in mind to evaluate your outcomes. Then key points to note while networking. Few do's and don'ts I'm saying. See, if you are attending a networking event, it is important to keep in your mind we are not going there, or like we are not getting connected to the stakeholder to sell your product or services. What is the ultimate aim is to get connected as well as come up with a meeting schedule. Try to come up with next when you can connect with that stakeholders. So be very clear on what you are talking to the people, and be clear on what is the action plan you are looking forward. Are you looking for like a next meeting, or next like how we can get connected to the next? So apart from that, always be clear what is best way possible for the other stakeholders to do this follow-up. Are they looking forward for like an email? Are they active in the social media? Are they looking forward that? Are they looking for like a simple call? Are they looking forward for the simple WhatsApp message? What is the best way that is possible for the other stakeholders to have the follow-up? And also be very clear on like what the other people is talking. Even if we might feel like okay, this way is not helping, or this way is not suitable for my agri startup, please acknowledge that, but be all ears and listen to other people, how they are addressing, how they are strategizing. Maybe at that point of time you might not need that, but in the later point these kind of approaches will help you in the later stage, or developing any other product, other services, or like to improvising your existing services. Please be very clear. And also, like before attending the event, be very clear who all are attending the event. As I said, don't approach without understanding them. And also, offer mutual value is something that we should keep in our mind before like going for like any networking. And stay consistent. As I mentioned, it should not be like we are reaching out to them only when you need something. So apart from that, these are the few elevator pitch strategy that I can see. Uh, so what is a hook in a elevator pitch? Hook is something that you are using to attract, or like simply coming up with some fact to get the attention of the other stakeholder. And you are then addressing a problem statement that you are working, or the sector that you are working. These are the areas that you are working. These are the issue that you are trying to address. And also introduce yourself as like a founder, or you might be doing a multiple role in the same organization. You might be handling the finance, you might be handling the other accounts, or like any kind of like active roles that you are doing. Try to see as a founder I am doing this. So be very clear on what is your role in the organization, and what is the best solution that you are coming up with, how it is different from already existing other solution. And a call to action, what you are looking forward. As I mentioned, like, are we looking forward for like a partnership? Are we looking forward meeting? Like, what kind of like a action that you wanted to do through the networking? So just giving an example of elevator pitch. See, I have quoted a simple example. So a hook is something that we are giving with a facts. Here I quoted that. Did you know that 40% of India's food product is wasted due to poor storage and supply chain inefficiency? Here, the 40% of India's food produce is wasted is what we are trying to give. And the farmers lose millions of rupees annually due to lack of proper storage facility and real-time market access. Here we are addressing the problem statement, which is like lack of proper storage facility and the real-time market access. And here also we are saying, like, you are the founder of this agri-tech and you're trying to solve the critical post-harvest challenge of the farmers. And when you are talking about the solution, here he is mentioning we provide affordable solar powered cold storage unit and a mobile application that connect farmers directly with the buyers. So here the product is like a solar powered cold storage unit, and a mobile application is the product, the solution that you are come up with. And what you are looking forward, we are looking forward for a partnership to scale this solution and create a lasting impact. And the call to action where we are saying is like a next meeting. How can we meet next to develop this conversation, to give you more information about my initiative? This is how a elevator pitch should look like, which should not exceed more than 90 seconds. So going forward, I will talk about a few rules that we should consider while networking, which is like 3x3x3 rule. What is a 3x3 rule? It is something that we should keep in our mind. If you are going to a larger event, we might not get a lot of time to interact with a lot of people. So be very clear beforehand that you are going to meet at least 3 people with 3 defined objective. You are looking for this 3 points to discuss, and also come up with timings. Like, you try to build the conversation at least for 3 minutes. This is the 3x3 rules in the networking. When it comes to a deeper connect conversation, maybe it is simply like manage CI is calling for all the elements in the ecosystem and bringing together a networking opportunity where you all are, you know, that you all are working in agri tech areas. So here what is the 5-10-20 rule is, try to have 5 people say like in-depth conversation. Try to address 10 other people where you can get different objective, what they think, what are their perspectives. And the 20 is like within 20 hours try to have like a follow-up, a simple message or email transfer connection, or we will be in connected. Try to have that connect. This will help us to deepen the connections, is the second rule. And the third rule is like give, ask and connect rule, where short value driven networking opportunity will bring, where always keep in your mind what you can give to the others, and then ask for what they can support you on the initiative, and try to build that connection. And follow-up rule is like 2 rule of follow-up is like within 2 days of any events try to have at least 1 round of follow-up, and within 2 weeks try to have a like update on what is happening, and at least in within 2 months try to keep in touch, try to have a conversation, try to meet in person. That these are the few perks or like few things we can keep in mind while having a next networking opportunity that you got. Going forward, as I mentioned, Telangana ecosystem is very active in fostering different events, and in every event nowadays there is an opportunity for networking. So keep updated about what are the different events happening, what are the what are the competition happening in the ecosystem, what are the incubators who have like funding. see, like as I mentioned earlier, a lot of startups will come to me or like my organization while we doing the SE consultation, and they will be saying like, okay, I am looking forward for like a funding. Is there any, like, as you are connected with so and so CSRs, can we get any funding? Do you think like NGO like a startup can't get a direct funding from the CSRs? It is always rooted to the incubators. So be clear on how things are working. These kind of networking will give us an opportunity to understand how each funding models are working, how different kind of revenue models people are taking in the sector. And going forward, I am also like, I recently came across Prem, who is the founder of Marut Drones, while having like a focused group discussion. He was saying that he used many networking platforms to leverage, and which helped him in the scale to a million revenue making startup. So what are the revenue models he is taking? It should not be just one revenue model. It is like drone as a service they are providing as a rentals, and they are also strengthening by training the programs for customizing it to the women. The women are like running their drones. So like how you can try to leverage the networks, be very wise and keep all the things in the mind. And to conclude with, I can say like networking is not just about collecting the contacts or the cards. It's all about like how you are cultivating the sustainable long term relationship for a better growth. Concluding with the thoughts, and thank you so much, and feel free to reach out to me. This is a contact that I'm giving any people who have any doubt or any kind of support needed. I'm very active in the LinkedIn. You can simply drop a message. I'll be always available, and I'll share the contact details with the team also, so they can share you after the event. And thank you so much, Manage team, for giving me this opportunity, and I'm open for any kind of question and answers. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing the valuable insights on networking and why networking is important for the market access or funding opportunities or industry knowledge and also the strategic partnership. And also, you have shared the important checklist for the startups, like why it is important to define the objective and how it is important to identify the key stakeholders and developing the elevator pitch, and also sharing the you have shared the key points to note while networking and what are the do's and don'ts, and how Telangana startup ecosystem fostering the network opportunities. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the informative session on networking. So the participants now, if you have any questions, you can keep in chat box and also you can raise your hands. So hope Namita ma'am is also available. Yeah. So I'm just seeing few questions in the chat box. I think it's time to take up. So there is a question from, actually this is YouTube question. So there are many networking platforms like BNI joining such organizations. Will it be helpful for startups?
To answer
Yeah, I
that,
think anyone can.
see,
Yes.
yeah, I'm audible, right?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, see, as a startup in the early stages, we should go and attend, or like we should take the advantages of all kind of platforms which will help in one or another way. We should take the leverage of all the platforms, all the available opportunities, try to understand how they are doing, what are the things. And it is important, it will help us to develop or like grow our startups. In the initial stages, each and every events, each and every platforms are crucial and important to like take the leverage, I would say.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Namita ma'am, you want to add anything to this?
Yeah, I think Janani said it well. Yeah, one should leverage opportunity. So I completely agree with what she said.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, participants, if you want to talk with the speakers, also you can raise your hands in chat box. We are our team will unmute you so that you can directly speak with the speakers. So, meanwhile, I'll take up some more questions. So, the Santosh is asking, what would be your key advice for improving networking skills for students like me who are currently in the idea stage and aspiring to become agripreneurs? Namita ma'am or Janani ma'am, you can both of can answer.
So there are many organization which is conducting these kind of webinars. There is kind of like a workshops, in-depth workshops on networking, or like if you want any kind of support from like Balavikas also, you can reach out, where we have a particular courses and structured approaches on in-depth understanding, or like the ways and methods, and a kind of like peer learning also we can offer, where you can understand and like try to have kind of like a mock pitch also, like how to develop these elevator pitch, how can you address these kind of events. And as the strong presence in the ecosystem also, we can give you updates on where these events are happening, and you can come and visit these kind of like events, attend them, and these kind of things will help you in kind of like attending what is happening, as well as develop the networking skills within you. Try to attend the online or like offline workshops and webinars as many as possible.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. And Namita, ma'am?
Yeah, same, I think. Nothing to add.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. So one more question. How much a startup can spend for networking in regards to time and amount?
See, I think there's no clear-cut answer to this as such, but in terms of time, yes, it is, although it may not have immediate rewards or results as such, but it will have long-term returns for your startup once you start building that network, once you start establishing contacts, connects with right kind of people. So it's going to help you throughout your life, even if you remain in the startup or wherever you work. But this investment in time and building your effective network is always going to help. And yes, in some cases, it may entail some amount of money also in case there is a startup meet at out of station or in different state, maybe in Delhi, Bangalore, where you might be required to attend. So you may have to choose wisely how directly it's going to help me. If there's immediate requirement is for certain funds or certain investments, and that meeting is offering you, then I think one should not see more about money, because that single meeting might result you much more higher in later term. So in that sense, it's going to be very, very useful.
Janani, ma'am?
Yeah, so adding to what Namita ma'am was saying, it is really important to have like a prioritizing the events, which are the events very relevant. Try to, like, there might be n number of events which is happening in the ecosystem, but try to like prioritize one or two, depending on your team strength, what are the priority that you have within your startup also. You might be going through some or other risk times or some or other things, so try to come up with a one or two people who is dedicatedly going and attending these kind of events very actively, and be like at least two events. Make it a, I'm not saying like it is a compulsory, but try to go and attend at least two events in a month, or like in 2 months, and have connections. Try to build a longer run connections, try to follow up and all these things, because this will ultimately help us to grow our startup, as well as to multiple our impacts. So I would say like prioritize and at least try to attend two meetings in 1 or 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Jagdish is asking, good morning, ma'am. For AI powered startup, what is the best way for funding and networking support from you and government? Janani, ma'am, or Namita, ma'am?
Yeah. So as you know, like there are many hubs which is supporting very many incubation centers which is supporting these AI things to get connected with the funding opportunities. And as how I can connect is like we are connected with a lot of impact investors. Depending on which stage you are, we will be taking through a preparedness form. You might be filling it. We will try to evaluate what stage you are really in. We will try to make you equipped to reach to the impact investors, and we will be taking you to the impact investors where you will get kind of like a funding or any other kind of supports, or maybe like a stage wise support or something. So it is all depending on the how you are finding what are the things which is available in the incubation center. There are if you see, there are many incubation center. Recently once we had a conversation in TJIZ where the people were saying like they have the funds but they were not able to find the right potential startups. So that's what I'm saying, like the networking is very important. Also like from my end, what I can do is like we can help you to connect with the impact investors with the stage evaluation, what stage you are in, and like are you really equipped to that, and otherwise we can help you with getting into the networks or like the events which is happening in the ecosystem. That is how I can say.
Yeah. Namita ma'am, from your side, anything?
Yeah, I think I would say people like Janani can be more useful in this, because people who are already in this ecosystem who are helping such entrepreneurs, if reaching out to them, I think establish that kind of social media platforms, because like Janani is one, but there are many such people who are involved in this ecosystem. So reaching out to them to get this kind of information for which state, which specific networking support, what stage are you in, and how they can help you, or whatever new events are coming. So it's individual's own responsibility also to keep yourself updated on that, or reach out to such people to get to know more about it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And then Dhananjay is asking, can you suggest website having ready-made templates for pitching?
See, although today with Chat GPT and Meta AI and a lot of other things, any content you have can always be converted in a presentable form. But what is important is your content. So your pitch, your idea is more important rather looking for just template. Because even if your idea does not have that kind of potential, whatever template you use, it may not be that useful, because everyone knows that. But I think as such, I can't share any template which can be used for pitching, but generally I've seen people using a lot of templates from media nowadays that you can use and see. And but more important, I think, for people is to see what idea they want to pitch in, and that should be very, very clear to them.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So
Yes,
adding
ma'am.
to Namita what she said, there are many open sources which is available where you can get like online templates. As what the ma'am already said, like it is important about the content that you are delivering. It is not about the like the design or something, but it is about the content, how you are developing. So like we can support on you on these kind of like developing a effective pitch for like startups or like any kind of initiatives. But it is all about how you are able to articulate yourself, your ideas, and how effectively you can bring it to the stakeholders, whoever it is, whether it is a funder, whether it is a general public, what are the different kind of like a pitch deck you should have, how strong it should be, how effectively the contents are like curated to addressing that particular stakeholder is what important is.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So participants, you can also raise your hands. We are going to unmute you if you want to talk with the speakers. So meanwhile, I'll take up few more questions. So yeah. So how can early stage startups build a strong network without a big budget?
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
How uh, how can early stage startups build a strong network without a big budget?
Yeah, so see, a lot of events which is happening in the ecosystem is not paid, and also like there are many competitions which is happening. There are many expos which is happening where they are calling for innovators, where they are calling for exhibitors, where you can simply go there and attend as like a participant also. So these are the events which is like not paid. So where you can leverage these kind of events and go attend and try to build that kind of like a network. I would say like the networking won't cost you a lot, and as a ecosystem in like Hyderabad, there are many active things happening within this ecosystem which is very reachable, which is very accessible for any kind of people.
Yeah, I think I'll also echo to that. You don't need a big budget for building a network. See, a lot of social media platforms, LinkedIn, other places. You just need to reach out to right kind of people, and you need to keep yourself updated on latest information and knowledge that you want. That's how effective networking is: reaching out to right connects and able to pitch your idea to them. That's it. And so that I believe it doesn't need a budget. Only once your idea is needs different kind of funding, investments, and all that, where you actually have to physically go and make your pitch and all that. That might come at later stages, but initially it doesn't require as such.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And then Mr. Samit is asking, I have seen so many sponsored ads in social media. How do you collaborate with social media channels for sponsoring advertisement of a startup?
You have to pay them. So see, nowadays in various social media, the sponsored ads, obviously they ask for payments. Like in LinkedIn, I'm aware when you collaborate and you want to have those ads along with your profile and other things, they ask for payment for it.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Adding to that,
So I'll take a, yeah.
yeah, so
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
yeah, see, there are many individual people who are doing these kind of like promotions. They will be simply reposting to their network. So it is important for us to understand who are the key people who are doing this kind of like reposting or like helping in reaching out. Maybe first initial few things are like for like free of cost or something. There are many, like recently many people, even many students are coming up with this kind of like they are building their own network, and where they are like sharing our contents to the that kind of like ecosystem. So we should understand who are the people who are doing these kind of activities. So as I said, like we will be doing a lot of events, a lot of workshops, a lot of webinars, which is like in the online platform. So there are many individuals who are like doing in pan India level also. They have connections, they will be simply reposting it, but we will get a lot of participants through that simple like reposting and referral kind of things. So it is important to kind of like leveraging this kind of like a social media, understand who are the people who is doing, and get connected to those people, how they can support, how they are like which stages they are in. Not a lot of people are really charging, they're just simply reposting it, but which through which we can get a lot of connections and kind of like advertisement for our startup also.
Thank you, Janani ma'am and Namita ma'am. Yeah. So Varun is asking, as an introvert, how do I work upon improving my network? I have many product ideas, but I'm not able to get the idea across. My strength is I'm a good listener, but I'm not able to communicate my response properly.
Yeah. I think, see, it's not that all startup founders are extrovert. So this myth, I think, should be broken. So as introvert also, but if you have confidence in your idea, you are passionate about it, you have conviction on what you want to pitch or what you want to build further, I believe eventually, once you need to start practicing, maybe initially you'll feel that hiccups of sharing your idea to people or panel out there as pitch, but over a period of time, I think it will be okay. But I think that confidence is more important. It's not that you have to go and meet around, sit and gossip with people, just try to talk to all of them, but your conviction should be very clear. And this practicing that able to clearly share your idea is much more important, and that can be done, that can be easily practiced, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah,
So
Janani
adding
ma'am,
to
please go ahead.
yeah. So adding to that, see, nobody knows better about your idea than yourself. So it is important to develop our confidence. Maybe in the initial stages, you can reach out to the mentors or the ecosystem players through online platforms, simply chatting or like email them in different emailing or like a different chatting or like a messaging in the social medias. These are the first ways. But to build the confidence, what I would say is like you simply sit with your friends or like simply go to a college organization, like organized event, like a smaller set of event. Try to pitch your idea, try to get the feedbacks from the people who what they think about your idea. So these are the ways where you can build the confidence gradually. Then you can attend to a bigger like a kind of like event. There are like many plays and many colleges are conducting some more other kind of like innovation challenges and other things. So it is important to start with what you are comfortable with and then taking into a larger kind of like a crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great answer. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then, yeah, Jagadish, one of our pre-incubation participant, he wants to ask some question. So we are going to unmute him. So Saurabh, kindly help me in unmuting him so that he can ask question. Yeah. Jagadish, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Madam, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, all of you, ma'am. In
If you are
initial
comfortable,
stage,
you can also switch on your video if you are comfortable with that. Yeah.
in our initial stage, what problems uh, we have to face in initial stage, ma'am. Means हम लोग initially जब startup start करते हैं वो networking problems कैसे क्रॉस करना है.
Yes. Ma'am, you got the question? Or can I ask him to repeat it once? Yeah.
How we can
Jagdish, you
cross
can
the
explain it
initial
more.
stage? Yeah. Initial stage, in initial stage, any startup, how to cross the networking problems, because nobody ready to support, nobody guide. So how can individuals?
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Jagdish. We got your question. Yes, ma'am, Namita ma'am or Jamini ma'am, you want to answer? So he's asking how initially the startups can overcome the challenges during networking, like that he's asking. I hope I'm correct.
So I think now the startup ecosystem has developed very well. If you see, there are so many startups in each and every states across pan India. So uh, in your local area or nearby, where if you are aware that there are certain startups who are working in those region, I think it would be good to reach out to them to understand what hiccups they are facing while they have started or initiated their work in terms of funding, in terms of pitching the idea, where could be the incubation centers and all that. That is going to help you in your specific context, because this can't be generalized. I can't give a generalized response to this. So for you in that specific region, it's better to find out and reach out to required stakeholders in that region. So that could help you to establish networks there.
Yes, Janani ma'am.
Yeah, so I completely agree with Namita ma'am. Adding to that, what we can do is like the incubation centers or like the connected, like the mentors that you are there, try to ask them like to refer you or like to bring to hosting a different kind of like networking opportunities at the centers where you can physically go and attend the events will be helpful in the initial stages. What I would suggest, yeah.
Yes. So Ifan is constantly asking one question like, ma'am, I applied for 3 incubation centers. The responses from these centers are delaying. Can you suggest any immediate correlate mentorship and funding for my startup?
I think based on my experience, it depends on how long, since how long this is happening. If it has taken more than a year that you've not received any response from an incubation center, or just initial period. Because if it's initial period, these teething problems happen because you yourself are not very clear of the idea, you don't know how to pitch and all that. Sometimes framing or getting clarity of one's own idea and then how to pitch takes time. So, and then accordingly getting response from incubation also takes time. Or if a long time has passed, but still you're not able to hear from any of the incubation centers or not able to reach out to any funding opportunities, then I think you may need to see your model. Sometimes like nowadays the ecosystem is such that I have seen this incubation centers focus mostly on three things. Either first is innovation, your idea should have some innovation. then they'll be more keen in responding to you, reaching out to you, or talking about that idea. Second is either it is creating an impact, especially in agri ecosystem context. If you see, it should be creating an impact, then this idea sounds very interesting for incubatees. Or third, it has a very, very good business proposition. So if it falls into either of these three areas, then I'm sure one can easily get, at least they should be able to reach out to incubation centers very faster. So you may need to internalize or review your own model or idea. Try to find out nearby mentors or local mentors and see how do they see, how do they visualize your idea. Because if idea does not have that kind of strength, it may not also reach out, or it may not gain that kind of momentum. And I've seen many startups fail also, because sometimes they start with a good intent, they want to do something different, but when incubate the incubators, they don't see any potential of this idea. Sometimes it just gets dragged down under the mud. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, Janani ma'am, you want to say anything?
Yeah. So basically,
I
see,
think
first thing I would say, like, try to evaluate your own pitch deck, how strong it is, how is your business model, have you figured out all the elements in the business model, how strong it is, evaluate yourself, validate validate your idea with the help of a mentor before going to a incubation. See, typical incubation process will last for like a 9 to 12 months, like 1 year. The typical incubation can extend it. So the incubation process also they might be already having an incubation. They might be like launching an incubation maybe in the next year. So we should also understand when they are going to launch the incubations, when is the next cohort is happening. If we don't know those kind of things and we are simply going and asking for like an incubation support, it might not work in that way. So make sure these kind of things, and like there are many mentors and many experts who will be available to give you the expert help in validating your pitch deck and to build your strong pitch decks to reach out to the active incubation centers who have like maybe the funding also. I think I answered the questions.
yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. So yeah, it's already 12 o'clock and still I'm seeing many questions in chat box. I'm so sorry. Still it's 1 hour session. I need to conclude the session. So thank you participants for all your questions. So no problem. So still if you have any questions, you can contact the speakers, or the speaker details are given in the chat box. And also if you miss something interesting regarding the today's webinars, and if you want to rewatch this webinar, no problem. The YouTube link for the watching the webinar is given in chat box. Just go and watch it. And to receive interesting update and programs conducted by Manage, so stay tuned to our social media handles and do not forget to follow us on social media. And along with this, I have some important updating from our center. So applications are invited for the 8th batch of training programs on digital marketing skills are open. So the last date for the registration is April 20. The registration link is also given in the chat box. And also registration also open for the Manage Agri Eureka. So the last date for the registration is May 25th. So the registration link also given in the chat box. Just go and register for it. Before concluding the session, I would like to express my gratitude to Namita ma'am and Janani ma'am for sharing your valuable insights on networking, and thank you so much for answering patiently all the questions. And also I would like to thank Director Dr. Sarunan Raj sir for making this 233 webinars possible, and also my team for organizing this webinar successfully. Do not forget to give the feedback of this webinar. The link is shared in the group, and also do not forget to register for the upcoming webinar. So see you next week with another topic. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
So
so much, ma'am.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you,
It's
Namita
nice to
madam
have
and
you.
Janani madam. It is nice. Thank you very much for joining today.
Thank you, sir.